Hi there, Zam here for NerdTube, and these are my thoughts and spoilers of Peaky Blinders, Season 6, Episode 2, Black Shirts. Now, there's a lot to unpack in this episode. It's really hard to decide where to even begin. So, let's start off with Thomas Shelby. Good way to start, good person to start with. Now, we kind of find out early on in this episode that he is suffering from, I believe, some form of epilepsy, maybe some PTSD as well to go with it. It's hard to really understand what sort of condition he's going through right now. But yeah, he's not in the best shape, and it seemed that he's been suffering from this condition for a little while, and it can kind of sneak up on him when he least expects it as well. We also get to understand some of his motives. Now, he meets that female leader from the IRA, who was the one who basically scuppered his plans to kill Oswald Mosley, and he has a proposition for her. We see during a speech he gives to the Labour Party here in London, as their Labour leader, the Socialist Party, so to speak, that he wants to do a deal with Jack Carlson, the person who's on my right, and he also wants to do some sort of arrangement with Oswald Mosley as well. They believe that fascism is coming to Great Britain, and he wants to go along with that particular ideology. Now, it's really hard to know what sort of game Thomas Shelby is doing regarding this, because he doesn't seem the sort of person to go down that particular route. He is many things, but a fascist isn't really one of them. So it's hard to understand why he's going down this particular route. I do feel there's a long con coming with Thomas Shelby regarding this, but we'll see how that pans out. Obviously, he still has his opium business going on as well, and he does meet Alfie Sullivan, played by the fantastic Tom Hardy. He's back in this, and Tom Hardy's affairs are kind of fucked at the moment. He's always been a bit of a loose cannon, bit of a crazy, bit weird Alfie Sullivan. But since his uncle got killed in America, who runs the Jewish operation in Boston, since he's been killed, their sort of contingent has been looked upon as kind of weak, and things are falling apart. So he proposes this opium deal to Alfie to get basically the Jewish contingent back up and running again and make them powerful again. And obviously having all this opium, 5 tons of it apparently in the Liverpool warehouse, will hopefully make Alfie's mafioso powerful again in America, and hopefully in London too. He also wants to, Thomas Shelby that is, he wants to buy some of the property in Camden Town and turn the place from a dock into some affordable housing as well. And I guess that's the socialist side of Thomas Shelby coming out. You can see some of his plans coming into play, so to speak. We do see Oswald Mosley again, and this particular bastard, he's definitely got some plans ahead with his fascist ideology, which obviously contradicts the socialist ideology of Thomas Shelby. And when Thomas Shelby attends a party or a meeting or a speech by Oswald Mosley, he does get questioned upon that by some journalists who see him go to that particular event, but he has some quick words regarding that particular issue as well. We get to meet Jack Carlson finally, and I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't a big name actor. I was assuming it was going to be someone very recognizable, considering he had a air of mystery about him prior to this episode, but it seems to be just some regular workman-like actor who's taken on this role, and who knows, maybe he'll become famous because of it. But Jack Carlson, he seems to be kind of a mysterious dude in his own right, and he's a religious dude as well. And the proposition Thomas Shelby has regarding the opium he wants to sell him is that, look, most Catholic people are dying from alcohol because they drink too much, and Jack Carlson himself is a Catholic. But if I sell you opium, it tends to be that most people who die from it tend to be Protestants and atheists, and he's trying to get to Jack Carlson's mindset by basically saying your people will live, other people will die. You're a fascist as well, so maybe that should make you happy. We'll see how that pans out as well, because Jack Carlson didn't necessarily give Thomas Shelby an actual answer regarding his proposition. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack in this episode. We also see a little bit more of Arthur Shelby, who's absolute waste, man. He's so fucked out of his face. I mean, he really is a hindrance to Thomas, and Thomas wants him back, and I believe he showed him a letter from his ex, who does write to Thomas regarding how the family is, Arthur Shelby's family, that is, and so on. And he's basically using that as a crutch to get Arthur clean again. If you want more letters, I can even tell you where your ex is, yada yada. So we'll see how that pans out as well. Wow, there was just a lot in this episode, so much to fucking talk about. I do feel there's a long con in this as well from Thomas Shelby. I really hope he's able to pull it off in some capacity. We'll see how that pans out. And finally, we thought we got an assassination plot on Thomas, because he, being an MP, he works in the Houses of Parliament, and when he was going back to his office, you assumed there was an assassination plot on him by somebody, trying to stab him, but really it was just him having another fit and having flashbacks to his time during World War One. So that really was it. And also, of course, there's the medical issue with Thomas's daughter, who is burning up and seeing a grey man, the same grey man Thomas Shelby was fighting in his epileptic fit visions and stuff like that. It's really confusing regarding all that. It's going a bit supernatural-ish, so to speak. It's really hard to understand where the fuck all of that is going. But nevertheless, another great episode of Peaky Blinders. It's really weird. We're only 2 episodes in, and there's still 4 episodes to go. But I already feel that we're getting to, I don't want to say the finale, but it's already started off with a bang. Some of the pieces are in place, with Jack Carlson especially. And don't forget, old Michael Gray is going to be coming back into the fold too, and he was really cock-teased by his wife as well in this episode. Anya Taylor-Joy is just fantastic. She's a joy to watch, pun intended. And she was great in this episode too, like teasing her husband. But yeah, we'll see how all of these, all this pans out. There's just so much to unpack and so much to try to understand. So there's a lot in this episode. It can be a bit confusing, but nevertheless, it's always engaging, and I fucking love it. Bring on next week's episode. I can't wait. Let me know what you think regarding this episode. Did I misunderstand certain things? Maybe you need to correct me. Who knows? But nevertheless, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment below to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you never heard of. Take care. Bye-bye.